Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Talk To Me Sis. The band's back together. Nikki and I are here. And this week, we are so excited, so thrilled to announce our special guest. And it is none other than Madison from season 3, Love on the Spectrum. She was one of the newbies in season 3 and just literally jumped onto the scene and took to the whole thing like a duck to water. And here she is with us, Nikki. We're so lucky.
I know. I am so thrilled. Definitely all the relationships with the cast members has been one of the greatest gifts of the whole experience. And Madison, you are really special to both Lise and myself. You've become like a niece or a adopted daughter or whatever. And I've loved getting to know you just as a person and as a cast member. You're amazing and we love you.
Love you too. And I'm a huge fan of this podcast. So on it. Like you guys have said that I'm your hype girl for this podcast.
You are.
100%. I would also like to notice, Nikki, you and I did not do a good job. Look who wore Talk To Me Sis colors on the pod.
I know. And the coolest, I love your necklace stack, Madison. It's so cute. And we will get to the jewelry conversation as we go through the questions for sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Sure.
I just want to say you are seriously I think you are our biggest fan.
I think she is.
Forget it. I don't even think Connor or Tanner love the show like you do. So thank you for your support, Madison.
Of course.
It really does mean a lot. And it's so fun every week to get your thoughts and your reviews and your breakdowns of the guests or the discussion. I always look forward to it.
Yes, I love watching it every week, and I love like comparing like some of these autism moms when they share their kids the stuff that I went through.
Yeah.
And it always amazes me, Madison, what you notice and how you relate it to your own experiences as a person with autism. It's really interesting to get your perspective. It really is.
Yes, even with Connor and Tanner.
Yes.
Yeah, and I like that you try to find some of the similarities so that you can align with them. And then you also point out, hey, I actually can't relate to that. So I love our texts and I can't wait to always get your feedback every week.
Love it.
Of course.
Well,
so without any further, I'm
so sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My bad.
No, I was going to say, without any further ado, Nikki, what were you going to say? And let's get started.
I jumped in there. I'm so sorry. All right. So Madison, and I'm sure that 99.9% of the people watching or listening know who you are already, but just in case there's a few who have not watched the show, give us just a general introduction, your name, where you live, how old you are, your family, whatever you feel comfortable telling.
I'm Madison Marilla. I was born in North Carolina, and I grew up in California and in Massachusetts.
Yep.
I moved around a lot growing up because of my dad's job. I went to elementary school and middle school in California.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just very fortunate looking back, like thankful for all the therapists that I had and thankful for all my close friends that were coming over when I was little. Thankful that I still keep in touch with my childhood bestie Haley and that I rekindled with her in Nashville after all these years.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
exciting.
And Madison, you had one particularly amazing therapist, right?
Yeah, that was Megan.
Megan. And we just got to meet Megan recently on a trip that we were all on, and she was amazing. How special was that for you to see her again?
It was special to see her after all those years too. It's been special because God has been putting all these people from childhood, like the show was brought like me back to all like my childhood, brought me back to my childhood bestie Haley, my favorite therapist Megan. Like Megan was a wonderful person in my life. Like she's more than just like my one-on-one. It was just more than just my one-on-one aide. I had kindergarten through 8th grade. She was a family friend of ours. She was a friend of mine.
That's amazing.
And all my friends wanted to be around her, not just around me. Like Megan would be like at school. She was always encouraging me to socialize with peers. She was like Madison. Like it was not a choice for me to sit by myself at lunch or play by myself at recess. She was always like, "Who are we asking to play with us?" who are we sitting with at lunch today? Like, who is coming over after school today? Like, all my friends would fight over lunch, recess, after school. Like, I had at least 20 good friends growing up, and I always had get-togethers with friends like every weekend as in sleepovers. And my mom and all my friends' moms, they always plan Halloween parties, Christmas parties, literally Secret Santas, Valentine's Day parties, Easter parties, St. Patrick's Day where the potty learners turn green, end of year parties. And my mom and Haley's mom would plan an end of year party, always at Haley's at the end of every year. And we always, my mom with all my therapists like Megan, Miss K, Mrs. Plack, Miss Rosshirt, we always had this end of year party that was with all of them, and my mom always looked forward to planning all these parties with everyone.
That's
And,
so
and, and looking back, this is something I'm so thankful for, because not a lot of people with autism had that
no.
had the same friendships and that good of therapists. Looking
That's
back,
right. Madison,
Connor did not.
Mm-hmm.
Connor did not have friends or parties that he was invited to, and we've talked about it, but you're so lucky.
You are. And so Miss Megan, just in a very natural way, just facilitated social practice for you, right? And just gave you lots of situations where you could learn how to socialize. That's amazing. What a
yeah,
gift.
yes. And then Megan would be like, if you're not hanging out with other kids or doing your schoolwork, you don't earn a sticker sheet. You lose on your star chart if you're not socializing with other kids. My mom signed me up for every extracurricular activity out there to get me socialized.
So, like, what kind of activities?
Like I was in Girl Scouts. I did that for 8 years. I did horseback riding when I lived in California. I did gymnastics. I did dance growing up. I did theater in high school. I did Special Olympics in high school.
Wow.
A lot of I did track when I was in middle school in California. I did a lot. Like, it was just to be with my friends as much as it was socializing. Like, I always had a friend in like every extracurricular activity I was in. And
That's
like,
unreal. So great, Madison. That is so great. So, Madison, would you say, as a young adult now with autism, looking back on your childhood, was that one of the things that benefited you the most, like having an adult that was facilitating you being in all these different social settings?
yes, definitely.
That
Did
is
you ever feel like, oh gosh, I don't feel like going to horseback riding today? I know that's a lot of kids, but did you
No,
have days?
no, I never felt that way. Like, I was always excited to go.
that's
That's
so
great.
great.
Like,
That
I
is
did horseback riding camp every summer, and I loved going to camp. Like, I remember when I went to overnight camp, which was horseback riding camp. Like, I didn't want to leave.
That's so cool. So how many nights did you stay away from your parents?
That was 2 weeks. What's interesting is I never got homesick as a kid. My first summer at my parents' house when I was 4 years old, I was in Virginia. I did not get homesick.
Wow, that is amazing. I don't think any of mine could have done 2 weeks away that young. That's amazing.
Yes, and I did that every summer growing up.
Wow. Yeah, Madison, there's so much to you. I always just find you, every time I talk to you, I learn something new, and it's so interesting. Everything that you've accomplished really does blow my mind. It really does. You have done so much with your life.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, so Madison, in the questions that we wrote, and if y'all see me looking this way, I have my questions over here on the phone. So obviously Miss Megan and your mom and your friends' moms were hugely instrumental in helping you develop the social skills that you have and the confidence and your ability to be out in the world with other peers. But as far as like your learning and school and academics, what would you say was the most helpful thing that your teachers or your therapists or your parents did for you? Like, what helped you learn the most, or was learning never an issue for you?
I would say like I would say like my fifth grade teacher, Mr. V, he always had music on every time, like in his classroom. He would play it down low when he was teaching, and that music helped me a lot with my something in fifth grade. I've learned that music has helped me focus.
Okay.
Like, I've always have music on when I'm getting ready. I always have music on when I'm doing chores. It's like music helps me like get going,
That's
which is I
awesome.
learned about myself when I was in the fifth grade. And when I was in elementary school too, like I would have a behavior allowance when I was living in California. It was like Megan, Miss K, Mrs. Platt, like all my therapists in California. Like if I had a good week at school, at my therapies, like my mom and all my therapists, they facilitated this. Like I would, I would get, I would earn like a shopping trip at the Santa Rosa Mall if I had good behavior.
I'll behave this week. No, yeah.
I know, take me shopping. I have a question. What kind of music was it? Like classical, or was it like, because I'm the same, Madison. I know we like to figure out what we have in common. When I work here at my job, I always play some music in the background, but I like the 80s or kind of yacht rock or classic rock. And I, believe it or not, even though I'm writing emails and it's funny, I'm singing these songs, that helps me too. And people do, my husband's blown away. He said, I can't imagine working with that going on in my head. But what kind of music was in the background, or do you use today? Is it classical? What type of music?
In my fifth grade teacher, Mr. V, he was obsessed with James Taylor and he was obsessed with classic
Oh,
rock.
James Taylor.
And
Yes.
then and now but back then I loved a lot of pop music.
Okay.
But now like country, pop, rock, it's
A
all
country person. Yeah.
Christian music, all sorts of things, whatever I'm feeling.
Isn't that fascinating? Because Tanner and Connor, both music is a big, very, very big force in their lives. I mean, I know for Tanner, it's a calmer for sure, and also just helps him to regulate. Like a lot of times when we're going to go do something social as a family, and I know it might be a situation where he may get a little bored or might run out of things that he's really interested in, he always brings his iPod, and he will, after he's kind of participated, he will go sit quietly and just listen to music, and that helps him just to stay regulated and stay engaged. And obviously we know Connor can sing,
Yeah.
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Another thing that's helped me like in school is like in elementary school, I used to always carry around my dolls with me. I had that as an accommodation on my IEP, but then when I got to middle school, they wouldn't really allow it as much. So like Megan got me started on using a toy bag,
Yeah.
which I still carry around with me today. And I learned how to use fidgets when I was in elementary school.
Okay. And that was your way to regulate.
Yes.
Okay. So Madison, you just led into that beautifully, talking about the dolls. And so you said when you were little, you actually just carried the doll. And then as you got older, you would put the doll or whatever other toys into a bag, like a backpack, and take it with you.
Yes.
So Madison, describe for us, because we don't know, what do you feel when you are carrying the doll or the chosen toy of the day, or whatever your theme is? Because I know you like everything to be coordinated with your makeup and your jewelry and your outfit. Like, do you feel like dysregulated? Do you feel nervous? Do you feel upset? How do you feel if you don't have the doll with you?
Like if I don't have my toy bag with me, I feel dysregulated.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And what does dysregulated mean to you? Like, what do you feel in your body?
Dysregulated, like anxious, disassociated.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And then if you have them and you just need to know they're there.
I feel secure. Like if I'm using it, I feel like I'm secure.
Uh-huh. It's so interesting. And I love how you always color coordinate everything.
Interesting because Tyler doesn't use fidgets.
Neither does Tanner. Mm-mm.
Yes, it's interesting because like I was taught to use fidgets at a young age, and like if like there's certain places where I need to have my bracelet making stuff or my sewing stuff, and if I don't have it at those certain places, like I get like dysregulated.
Sure, sure.
Mhm.
Now I have a question back to the dolls. So how are you introduced? Were you just gifted an American Girl doll for one birthday or Christmas, or who was your very, very first one? And who?
My very very first American Girl doll was my Jess doll,
Oh,
which is the 2006 Girl of the Year.
And
okay.
was it a birthday gift or a Christmas gift?
Birthday gift 2006.
Okay. And so that once you met Jess and this doll did you like dolls and plushies before this, or did
Yeah,
Jess really waken this up, in you?
Jess was the name of the doll.
Right. Did getting Jess go, wow, okay, I want all of these.
So what happened was like I've always been into dolls.
Sure.
I've always been in dolls. Like, I've collected Barbies, I collected Care Bears, I collect strawberry shortcake dolls. Like, I collected My Little Ponies, I collected princess dolls. But like when I got that American, like, some of my friends were collecting American Girl. One of my friends was collecting American Girl dolls, and then I saw like Jess was the girl of the year that year, and I liked her background. And then I was either I asked for her, and I asked for like Molly and Samantha.
Okay.
And then I got Jess for my 9th birthday, which is 2006. And I got Samantha that year for Christmas. And then I wrote to American Girl saying I wanted a doll from the 50s. And then I wanted a French doll. And then I got Molly the following year for my birthday, which is my 10th birthday. And then I got my favorite doll, which was my Madison doll, for my 11th birthday. And I felt like, and it kind of really like woke me up when I got my Madison doll.
So that really was, so is the Madison doll the one that is like a twin to you or something? Is it like, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
And how many do you have now?
I have like 63 now.
Wow. 63. That's wild.
Are they all like stored and in good condition? I mean, do any of them?
Most of them are in mint condition.
Wow. I'm so impressed.
I know. Keep everything so nice. That's
like, I get like fans want to gift me dolls or sell me dolls, and I don't want to get dolls that are just in bad, like, I've restored dolls that were TLC, but I don't want to get dolls with like fingers off them or.
Oh yeah.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
I get that. So I pulled up the questions too, Nikki. I hope that's okay.
Yes.
So one of the questions that we sent that I think that you're okay with is just when you were smaller and having memories as a child, do you have, and share maybe one of each. Was there like a particular memory that was maybe a little bit harder for you, and what did that look like, and how did you get through it? And then maybe share a really fun, exciting, happy memory when you were younger.
Yes, I know I shared one of my exciting, happy memories, but like one of my hard memories was when I moved to Massachusetts. That was so tough for me because like I had a very happy childhood in California. It was so hard for me to say bye to everyone, especially my childhood bestie Haley, because I spent a lot of time with her.
Madison, if you just move your camera a little bit, just because we want to see your beautiful. There you go. I just want to be able to see your face. Thank you.
Yeah, because it was so hard for me to leave California because I was 13 at the time.
Yeah, that's hard.
And, like Megan had worked with me all my school year. It was just hard for me. Like it was hard for me to start over at a new school, and I had to do 8th grade again because not only did I miss the cutoff date, but I was the youngest in my class. Okay. And emotionally, developmentally, I was behind all my same age peers. So I repeat 8th grade to get caught up to my peers developmentally. And then I didn't want to say bye to my best friend Haley because like she and I did everything together.
Right.
And it was just so tough for me moving away from her. Yep. And when I first moved to Massachusetts, kids bullied me because they didn't understand me. It was like the opposite of what I had in California.
Yeah.
Madison, was that the first time that you had ever experienced any kind of bullying?
Yes, yes. Like
everything. Okay.
But then in Massachusetts, I'm like, I felt misunderstood. But then 9th grade was a turning point year for me because I met the best peer mentor I ever had, who became a very close friend of mine. She became like a sister to me.
Wow. In Massachusetts.
Yes, at Lincoln Sudbury. Her name was Jess, and this was my second week of 9th grade. And Jess said these words to me: "It's best to let yourself out, not hold yourself in."
I love that.
And then she said those words to me, and she said she looks at my jewelry, she looks at my toy bag, and she said, "Madison, these are needs of yours. They're not wants of yours."
Okay. How old was Jess?
Jess was a senior in high school at the time.
Wow.
A very profound young woman.
Right. I was going to say very,
Mentors, none of my other peer mentors, they never had those wise words.
Oh,
wow. Wow, what a blessing that you found her or were matched with her.
Yes, like she was like looking back, I was like, she was like, that day was like, my confidence just grew that day in a way I could never imagine looking back.
Madison, I think you probably just impacted a lot of people with what you just said. You know what I mean? All of us struggle with that, I think. That's a very profound statement. I love it that you just shared that.
Yes, and she like, look, and she said buying new bracelets, buying new jewelry is a want, getting new dolls is a want, getting new toys is a want, but the fact that you need to wear all your jewelry, the fact that you need to wear bows in your hair, the fact that you need to have a toy bag, carry dolls around with you. She's like, that stuff is a need of yours, and your peers need to know that. And she said, she'd just tell them you have autism. And the fact, when Jess told me to let it out, I told all my peers, and they started apologizing because they misunderstood me.
Well, that's wonderful.
Madison, I don't know if you realize right now how much you're probably helping people in this exact very moment. And I am so grateful to you that you're here today. I actually had a subscriber to Connor and I's YouTube channel write in this week to me. She's going through a really hard time with her 8-year-old dyslexic son being bullied. And I hope she listens to this. I'm actually going to message her and tell her to tune in next week to listen to you, because you letting yourself out and not being unapologetically you, and then people, you helped shed some understanding, and
Mhm.
it helped your situation. Thank you.
Of course.
I mean, you probably helped a lot more people right now than you even realize.
Whether they have autism or not,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And parents.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
and I can imagine too, Madison, you coming from California, like the West Coast to the East Coast. I am born and raised in Massachusetts. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But, I have the Massachusetts connection with you. And um, that's a huge culture shock, the West Coast to the East Coast.
Yeah.
So not only are you dealing with that, but you're dealing with getting bullied and just leaving your best friend. And I can imagine that was a tough memory. But now that you've done it, because I moved around quite a bit as a kid, and I feel like you and I have a lot in common. I feel like moving around for me, it made me be social. It made me not be shy. It made me have to be confident. Do you feel like you benefited?
Yes, like, I feel like moving around a lot growing up, especially at a tough age, it really shaped me into who I am.
That's amazing.
Yes, the fact that I moved from like Santa Rosa to living in North Carolina as a baby, then moving to Santa Rosa, living there half my life, and then moving to Sudbury, and then going to college in Springfield, and moving to Plymouth, and then moving to Florida. I'm like, that it all that moving around really shaped me.
And that's a very diverse, yeah, like that's a little taste of everything as far as the United States. That's awesome.
So let's talk about our connection. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Madison, do you want to tell them?
Yeah, so Lisa and I both went to Western New England.
We went to the same college. That
That,
blew my mind.
that is,
Yeah,
I don't know if I knew that. That's so cool.
We went, and we even had the same professor,
yes.
which I can't believe if he taught me and he taught you. Dennis, if you're watching us, I'm going to tell him to watch this. Let's say hi
Yeah.
to Dennis.
Lise, didn't you have Professor Kirshner as well?
I believe I did, but Dennis Koljalewski, he was my favorite.
Professor Castellano was my favorite.
Dennis, don't listen to her. You were my favorite.
One of my favorite because she was very good with my learning style. She always had candy in her office. I would ask her for help, and then she and I would just chat for a while after I'd go to her office hours to get help on stuff I'd be working on. And not only would I go to their office hours at Western New England, but I was always greeting my professors when they'd be in their office. That's just how friendly of a campus Western New England was. And I
Yeah.
was going to every social event on campus.
You're
I'd be there from start to finish, and then I'd be and I would always make my rounds in the campus center with every student worker, every staff in the campus center. Like I would be saying hello to everyone. Like pretty much everyone on campus knew who I was
You and I should go back there together.
for an alumni weekend.
Wouldn't that be fun?
For an alumni weekend.
Because my kids, I mean, I just remember, and it's been years since I've been there. It's a very small, Nikki, it's Western Massachusetts, a small sort of suburban campus. I felt very safe there. It was
Yes.
tiny. It was near where I lived, and I had a great experience there. But then I was just blown away when I found out Madison went to the same exact school.
That is such a cool coincidence.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a cool fun fact for us, right, Madison?
Yeah. Commonwealth Hall, which was central to everything, and I was in a single dorm there.
So
Well,
you
I
lived
think
on campus. You
Oh,
lived on
which helped a lot. Like, so I had a place to go back to recharge after I was done socializing all day and getting help on assignments all day.
Yeah.
So Madison, for you, your autism obviously it does not include a lot of learning deficits. If you were able to go to college independently.
No, I graduated with a bachelor's of arts in psychology, like Lise did,
Wow.
and then I minored in art.
And you did it without some extra supports. You did not have like a
Correct.
helper.
Correct. Like I didn't have I did get help from the disability center.
Right.
I had accommodations with them, and they were very phenomenal.
So if you had like a big paper due or research, and then you had a math project due, you were able to help plan and execute all of your studies and your study time and making deadlines.
Yeah, like Dean Brown. Like so, I was very good at asking for help. Like I would go to the writing center and get all my and I and all the tutors there all knew me by name.
Wow.
I'd worked with every single one of them, and I'd go there to get all my papers done.
Did they help you plan your schedule? Okay, well, let's do this assignment first, then this one, or were you able to actually handle all of that on your own?
Success Center helped me with that.
Okay.
I'd meet with Sophia in the Academic Success Center and Caitlin in the Academic Success Center, and all the people that worked in there and all their graduate assistants, and they would help me with that.
It's amazing. Well,
Yeah,
good for you.
It is, Madison. It's
I had a
amazing.
lot of support on campus.
Say that one more time, honey.
I had a lot of support on campus.
Wow. Well, shout out to Western Massachusetts. That's amazing.
Such a good school. So Madison, do you drive? Did you drive around there, or do you?
No, I did not drive. I relied on friends driving me or Ubers.
Okay.
Okay. And so that's really cool. Nikki, do you wanna what I'm just where
Okay, so you went through college pretty much independently, and what year did you graduate?
2020 COVID year.
Okay, COVID year. So then, Madison, post graduation, what jobs have you held since your graduation?
So before college, when I was in high school, I worked as a program aide at a social skills, a therapeutic recreation program when I was in high school.
Wow.
And this was with autistic kids.
Okay.
Okay.
Kids, these were all kids that couldn't do regular after school activities. And also there was they would have sensory Saturdays where I did art therapy, yoga, music therapy, taekwondo, adaptive sports.
Wow.
With all these special needs kids.
So you were in a helper role already when you were just a teenager yourself.
Yes.
So,
My guest, she kind of inspired me to do that.
That's wow.
And all these parents were asking me to work with their kids at their house. Wow. I would go to these kids' houses, and then I'd help them. I'd play games with them. I'd do crafts with them. I'd help them try new foods. I'd go on outings with them.
Madison, I love that you're just jumping in there and helping serve others in your community that you can really align with. I have a question though, and has it ever come up that did any of their stims or any of their autistic behavior trigger anything with you where you were working with them and all of a sudden you're like, okay, wait, that's too loud of a yell? Or did you ever have moments where you had to step back from assisting?
Oh yes, like there was this one boy I worked with when I was at his house one time. He ran 3 blocks down the street one time. He was a loper.
Oh no.
And and he and him and his parents and his brother were out to dinner
Oh boy.
because he couldn't go to a sit down restaurant. He was nonverbal.
Sure.
He's someone that he was a kid that couldn't sit still.
Okay.
He had all the sensory stuff in his house. He had sensory swings, trampolines, basketball hoops, all inside his house, all
Wow.
inside his basement. Like his basement was a full blown sensory room, and then outside he had a zip line, a swing set, a basketball court. Like he had all that because he couldn't sit still. Like inside he had bowling, he had mini golf, and
Wow.
he had all this stuff. And I was like, David, I'm gonna challenge you to sit and play a board game with me. And then one day I was like, David. Then he just ran off, and then I had to call the police on him.
Oh my! And did
And
they find it for you?
up the garage.
Oh wow!
But you were able to navigate those situations and obviously be successful. And I think there's so much that you do for the community and you have done. Is there anything that we may not know that you've done for giving back to the community or assisting?
Yes, and also around that same time, I was working at a summer camp with all special needs kids, mostly autistic kids. I did that when I was in high school, and one summer when I was in college, I also babysat kids. And then after college, I worked. I after college, I worked as a special ed teacher at Nathaniel Morton Elementary School
Wow!
for second and third grade.
And you worked and that was a full-time job.
Yes.
Wow, Madison,
Did you have to do lesson plans?
Like the teachers help me out with that. Other teachers would help me. I was basically like I would be assisting in the classroom I'd be assisting in all the second and third grade classrooms with all these different special needs kids. There's some that were I was with autistic kids, emotionally disturbed kids, kids with dyslexia, ADHD, kids with intellectual disabilities.
wow.
And then
That is amazing.
on Fridays, they would come to me and then they would they would come to me for if they had good behavior, I would take them and then I would do crafts with them, games with them, sensory activities with them. If they had good behavior, then I would plan themes every week and then I would dress up according to what the theme was.
Oh my gosh, how fun! So you were the prize at the end of the week for good behavior.
Yes, and I did that up until I moved to Florida.
What a gift to families, Lise. I would have died to have something like that.
I know.
And when Tanner was growing up, what a wonderful thing for these younger children to see. Madison, did you teach a lot of them to make your jewelry?
Yes, all these kids, all these girls and boys enjoyed it. Even boys enjoyed it.
Of
I'm
course.
sure. It's a great skill. Yeah. And so many things happening. Fine motor, brain work. It's a great outlet.
Yes, even when I was in high school and college, I would teach jewelry making classes at my local country club and at the Parks and Rec.
Madison, I want to know, when do you sleep?
This is when I was in high school and college. Like I did a lot of stuff in the community when I lived in Massachusetts.
You sure did. I mean,
so now we've gone with you from baby North Carolina, Santa Rosa, California. You've now graduated college. You're in Massachusetts. But then, how in the world did you get to Florida?
Yes, so Florida. So my mom and dad moved to Florida before I did.
right. And
Were you nervous when they left Massachusetts?
Yes.
Like I had my job and then I didn't want to leave my job, but I just felt like they wanted me close by.
Okay.
They wanted me close by.
So you stayed for a while because you were attached to your job.
Yes, I was attached to my job, and then I became attached to my church, and then
Right.
going to church, attached to my church, and then I felt like then my parents wanted me close by, and then I moved down to Florida.
And how was that transition for you as a young adult, making another cross-country move?
It was like from the north to the south.
Yeah.
It was difficult for me at first having to leave all my friends in Massachusetts behind. Like I had all my best friends from church, and then I had all my families I served that I was super close with as well. And I was really tight with my next door neighbor, with my neighbors, Rian and Ed, that were Christians as well. And they had 2 autistic kids.
Oh, and so yeah, that's a lot of relational ties for you to leave.
Attachments with all my friends in Plymouth that I still talk to weekly.
Oh,
Do you still talk to Jess?
Yes, I do.
I would love to meet Jess.
we'd love to meet her too. That's so cool.
Thankful that I'm for all the people I still talk to that from a long time ago. Haley, Megan, Jess, my friends Rachel, Courtney, Colette, and Gabby from Plymouth.
That's so great.
So Madison, so you got to Florida and you're making the adjustment and establishing yourself in a new place and making new friends. How did Love on the Spectrum come into that? What was the tie-in for Love on the Spectrum?
Or not, I was still living in Massachusetts when Love on the Spectrum reached out.
Oh, so they came to you. You didn't go to them.
What happened was my life skills coach, Jenny, that I was working with through the life program.
Okay.
She was so even after I left the life program, Jenny was working with me still.
Okay.
Because she and I had a very good relationship.
Okay.
And so the producer, Sean and Kian, they reached out to Jenny and they asked Jenny if she knew of anyone to be on to be a date on the second season. And then Jenny thought I would be a good match. And then she reached out to my parents asking their permission. And then they said, of course, Madison would be good. And then they all spoke to me about it. And I said, yes, I'd love to do this. And then this was all, and then the timing wasn't right because my parents were in Florida. I was in Massachusetts. Okay. I was going to be moving to Florida. And then a year later, Sean reached back out to me and saying, are you still single? Do you want to be in season 3? And I said, yes.
Okay. So we could have potentially met you on season 2.
Yes.
You could have potentially dated Tanner O'Connor.
Yes. I was going to be James though.
Oh, so you were going to be James's date.
All because I was in Massachusetts.
Okay. Geographic. Okay. Yes. Madison, what a funny turn things take. So, okay. So that's why the wait till season 3 because of your move to Florida.
And then they ended up using me as a main character, which was better because they kind of liked me too much that they wanted me to be a main character.
And it's very understandable. You give main character energy for sure. You've got main character energy 100%.
Yes. Yes. Jenny was like, when I auditioned, Jenny was like, want to see the apartment when she kind of walked the phone around and showed them the apartment.
Uh-huh. And they loved it.
Yes.
And then, now we're in season, you're filming, you're the main cast member in Love on the Spectrum. And I have to say, watching you and meeting you, when I saw you, I watched with everyone else, I got to meet you on the show, watching you on my TV. One of the things that struck me, and I think it must come from all of your years of working in classrooms with autistic people, individuals, and your camps and your teaching. When you were on your first date and your date was clearly struggling, and you had so much kindness and empathy for him, his situation, and maybe wanting him to be more comfortable. I was so impressed. And, also you still honored your own, okay, this date isn't going as I planned, but you were so kind and gracious. And then you were also just so honest with him when you said, hey, listen, I don't think we're a match, and you wished him well. And I was just so impressed with your maturity.
Yes. I'm very thankful for Jennifer Cook for giving me coaching in that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You
did
a beautiful job.
Wasn't for Jennifer Cook.
Well, you did a beautiful job. So Jennifer is great, but don't sell yourself short either. You did a great job. Yeah. And you were such a classy lady.
I do feel sorry for Brendan because not everyone is good friends. Not everyone is a family that supports them. And I'm very fortunate that I have all that. Mm-hmm. And
yep.
And I remember talking to my grandma about it the next day, and she said your grandma was like, you're very fortunate that you had all that.
Yes,
yeah.
for sure.
And not everyone that fortunate.
Right.
Yes.
And everybody has things that just affect them in different ways on the spectrum. But
Yep.
then fast forward us, then, obviously we saw that story, that date. I mean, Connor went on dates with girls that didn't work out, like
True.
Sasha,
Yep.
Like
Emily,
Connor went
and
out with Kate Lise, and that did not work out.
yeah, with Kate. And Kate's lovely, lovely lady.
Yeah. And it
But
happens.
then, yeah, it does. And Tanner as well, right?
Yep. He went out with Cheyenne. It just wasn't, it's a great girl, just not a particular romantic match. Yep.
But
Yes.
then we meet DJ Taiwan.
Yeah.
That's right, on July 15th, 2024.
Madison, y'all are so cute.
How did that go? When you first saw him with the cowboy hat, were you just like, whoa?
Yes, I was like, I remember when I
Let's have
looked
some
at,
girl talk.
Yeah.
I remember when I first met Tyler, I remember I was trying to get the Zen buddies I made him out of my toy bag. And I remember looked down, I saw his cowboy boots. I asked him, "Are those cowboy boots?" Then I went and asked him, "What are your favorite country music artists?"
Uh-huh.
And then that date lasted 5 hours long. We had so much to talk about.
Madison, when you know, right?
And then he was like, I was like, "You're the guy version of me." He's like, "You're the girl version of me." We spoke about so much about our faith, about our families, about what we were like us growing up, like about. I found out his Southern accent reminded me so much of my Uncle Gary and my cousin Miles.
Aw. So he kind of felt like home to you. He just felt,
It kind of felt like my cousins to me,
yeah. Aw.
which was like amazing. And
It is amazing.
guy in cowboy boots, I'm like, that's my type. I felt that way, and the fact that he was more outgoing than Brendan was, and the fact that he goes to church, I felt like
Right.
he's the one. And then we had our second date, and then we had our first kiss on the beach.
Yep. And
Wow, I'm like, and then that date lasted 4 hours.
wow. So Madison, did you ever feel nervous around Tyler, or was it just like automatic, like comfort level?
Like, I remember the night before my first date with Tyler, I FaceTimed with my friends in Boston. And I remember like they were giving me some advice, and because my first date didn't go so well.
Right.
And they were and I remember them telling me to like, and I remember they were giving me some words of encouragement, and because I didn't know how it was going to go, but when I met Tyler and we started talking, I just felt like I felt natural.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So
So
good.
happy for you.
That's amazing. And then he has a beautiful singing voice, and he loves music and dancing.
I was impressed when he knew all those chords to those songs in that first.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
I had
So
I had no idea about any of that.
that is very impressive. So Madison, you guys have been together a year now. So tell us, this is your first really big established relationship, correct?
Correct.
So tell us, what have you learned about yourself after being in a serious committed relationship for a year? Like what have you learned about what have you learned that maybe areas you need to grow in, and what have you learned that are areas that you're really good at in a relationship?
Like, I have grown a lot since being in my relationship with Tyler. Like, I haven't watched any baby shows since the fall, which is huge.
Uh-huh.
More open. We've learned to compromise. We've learned to be more open. Like, some areas that we do complement each other in a lot of the best ways. Like, I'm more of a planner. Tyler's more spontaneous.
Okay.
And another example is I tend to be more assertive, and Tyler is the opposite of that.
Way back, yeah.
Yes, like when I get excited when I see friends, like I run up to them. Tyler doesn't do that as much.
He's a little more laid back.
Have you learned to appreciate those things in each other?
Yes, we've learned. Yes, we have.
And I think in relationships where there are those different things, you actually really do learn to complement each other and balance each other out.
Mhm.
So it may be nice. Like maybe he needs a little bit more planning, and maybe you need to be spontaneous a little bit more, and then you guys can like gift that to each other. And I think that's great as long as you're both open to it. That's wonderful.
I've learned is that different means good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love different does mean good. I love that. That's
I
so
love
cool.
it.
You guys just seem to be such a compliment to each other, and it's lovely to watch you together.
Yeah. So there is somebody that we've talked about. You know, you're moving around. But obviously, talked about your amazing boyfriend Tyler, and we've talked about mom and dad moving you around and what they did for you as a kid and things like this. There is somebody else really kind of cool in your life, and in the form of a sibling. Do we want to talk about your brother?
Yes, tell us about Parks.
So let's go ahead. Yes. So I've lived independently for a while now, and now Parks is living with me
Mm-hmm.
and helped me out a lot with my business, which I'm very thankful for. And Parks built my website all the way from scratch. Like, I started my jewelry business. Like, I started making jewelry at 10,
Yeah.
and I started my jewelry business when I was 14 years old at my local country club, when all these lifeguards came up to me asking me, "Are you selling this jewelry?" And I said, "Guess I will now." But my business was not very cohesive. It was just very scattered. It was just a bunch of different. I just sold at craft fairs and at my country club. It just was very cohesive, but Parks made my business very cohesive.
Yes, Parks is an amazing brother. He seems like such a support system, and like he's just genuinely such a kind, wonderful person.
Yes.
And Parks is also you guys are a pretty talented family. Your parents had two very talented children
Yep.
because you're creative, but Parks is great with the photography.
Yep. Parks built yes, he does all my product photography, does all my social media, does all my videos. Like Parks enjoys wildlife photography. Yes.
Lise, don't you think it's so cool? As we've met each of these families, the siblings who are like the support systems in the background. You know, the way Anna helps Connor with, a lot of the social media platform stuff, and Parks does that. And my girls help Tanner sometimes. I just think it's so cool to see the trickle down of how it impacts the siblings' lives in a positive way.
Absolutely. And how do you like working so closely with your brother? Do you like it? Do you like living together? Are you guys like good housemates? Does everybody do their share of chores?
Tell us the real dirt, Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like having my girlfriends over and Parks is very helpful when it comes to doing all the chores and paying the bills. And he did help me the other day get some of my decorations down because I couldn't reach them.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
It
that's
is
nice.
I like because Connor still lives with me. I'm like, Connor has to like crush the bugs, and if I see a bug, Connor has to go get the bugs.
Get all the bugs. Oh, that's
But
funny.
so great. So good segue, because we really do want to talk about your business and your
Yes.
jewelry, and Parks has helped with your website and your merchandising with photos. Please tell us about your jewelry. Tell us about your vision for your jewelry, and where can we buy it?
Yes.
Yes, so you can buy my jewelry on MadisonUSA.com,
Can you spell that, because it's a little different?
MadizenUSA.com.
Yep.
And I down the road, like my dream is to add more fancy stuff. Right now I'm working on some Halloween stuff, and I want to start working on Christmas, and I want to work on some shells.
I love your shells you have on today. Those are so cute.
I want to do, especially want to do some shell necklaces. I especially want to start doing necklaces. I want to make some Christmas ornaments, and I want to do Zen buddies, and then we want to do some better merch. Like I want to do some dresses, like what I wear. I want to do some hoodies and shirts, like some weighted stuff.
Oh, that would be great.
Be a great addition.
Like, I want to do down the road, one of my goals for down the road is to open up a boutique.
Oh, that'd be great.
That was like a dream I had not that long ago.
That would be great to have an actual store. People would love to come meet you. My question is, so you've got your website, you've got some stock, or do you take custom orders? Can someone say, I really want these colors or an initial? Do you take any custom orders?
I would love to start doing that down the road.
Okay, but not now. So it's just sort of you have your collection and people can purchase from your collection.
Yes, like custom orders would be good, like if for like a meet and greet at some point.
Sure.
Yeah, you could do that then. for
Sure.
sure.
So,
So,
but yeah, we'll definitely make sure people check out your website. And sorry, Nikki, what were you going to say?
oh, and we'll have it in the show notes too. But Madison, you very recently had a fun encounter with a very prominent jewelry designer. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yes, I did meet Kendra Scott in New York City at the Today Show.
How was that?
It was interesting. Like she has a Disney line, which
Oh, I
I
didn't know
found
that.
like her jewelry is different than mine is because hers is more delicate and fine.
It is. It is delicate. It is. What did you enjoy meeting her? Did you have a good conversation?
I did.
Awesome. And you gifted her some jewelry, didn't you?
I did.
Oh,
That is
that's
a
so wonderful.
Isn't that crazy that Kendra Scott is walking around wearing Madison?
Yep.
It is crazy, and like she started like she started like out of her garage making jewelry.
Did she really? I didn't know that.
Yes, I started I started my best friend's house making jewelry
Right. Right.
when I was a kid. So
You
Could be
never know.
another Cinderella story.
That's right.
yes,
You never know.
you never know where to start.
Well, Nikki, I feel like we've had such a great conversation with Madison. Madison, is there anything else that I feel like we covered so much?
And then that one question you asked me is like when you were saying about you were saying about because I know you guys got to meet some of my friends at the not that long ago.
Yeah.
They were wonderful.
And then and like they have helped all my friends in Plant City have really helped me grow
Okay.
in some ways. Like my friend Ray Lynn, like she is the one telling me like you can't be like my 3-year-old son Riker for the rest of your life.
Sometimes friends have to be really honest, don't they?
Yes, and yes, like it's tough love too. Like friends can give tough love, like how family members give tough love.
Mhm.
Okay, so Madison, now this is interesting to me. When someone that you love, gives you constructive criticism like that, or gives you maybe a hard truth, would be a good way to phrase it. How do you respond? Like, is that hard for you, or are
Yeah,
you able to
yeah.
stay
Like
calm?
it is hard for me at first.
Mm-hmm.
Then but when a real life example is thrown at me, I have an easier time taking it.
Okay. So that helps you to process whatever the point of the message is.
Yeah, like when Raylan used her kids, like she has Riker who's now 4, and then she has Callie Joe who's now 12. Like they were 3 and 11 at the time. She's like Callie Joe doesn't carry around dolls with her. Callie Joe doesn't watch those shows. She's like you can't be like Riker. You can't be stagnant like Riker. She can't be like Riker watching baby stuff and carrying around dolls because you'll be stagnant.
That's interesting. That's really intriguing to me because what, Madison, I wonder, I think if I said something like that to Tanner, because he does enjoy very childish, young, intended for a younger audience type shows, I think that would be really hard for him. I think it would be, he does ask about things like that a lot, but that's interesting to me that a friend was willing to be, pretty blunt with you.
Yes, and then I said, and then because my parents told me the same thing too, and then my nana back at Thanksgiving, she told me how she felt when I have tantrums, and then it made me think things through.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
like
impressive to me that you took that and now have made changes in your life. I'm super impressed.
yes, and then when all my friends or family, when someone tells me something I don't want to hear, because I used to shut it down a year ago.
Uh-huh.
Now it's like if it's Tyler, a friend, a family member, whoever it is, now it's like I'm learning to just take it as a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm. Or, and it is hard when people kind of you have to hear something that maybe kind of doesn't feel so good to hear. But the thing is that we're all people, that we're not perfect, and we're just all living and learning every single day. Even me at 53 years old, there's things I'm learning. I find it kind of cool at my age that my children are now young adults like you, and they will give me some criticism of like, Mom, you're kind of thinking about this in a closed off way, or Mom, your viewpoint on this is sort of, it's not, you should look at it from this way. And it's so strange for me to have my children correct me. But you're right. You do need to be, and I may walk away or initially go like, oh, and be mad. I don't want to hear it. But then, did we lose Nikki?
We did.
Oh no. She might pop back in. Let's see where she goes. But anyway, it's nice that you can incorporate that. Let's see if we give Nikki a minute to come back in. Let's see if she's where she went on us. But Madison, is there anything else you would love to tell us about to help with your jewelry, your merch, your website? We want to make sure that, you've helped us by coming on the podcast and been such a great guest. Is there anything you want people to know, or where you go shop and look for some of your new holiday pieces coming up? Tell us.
Yes. And then, so MadisonUSA.com, like here's some of the new here's one of the new Halloween bracelet designs.
I love it.
Because I'm releasing it early, like what they do in retail, but it's a sin for me to put up my Halloween decorations before my birthday, because my birthday's next month.
What day's your birthday?
September the 22nd.
All right. Okay, cool.
But you have to follow me up until after then, because it's a sin for me.
Just if you can wait, just wait. Okay, Nikki has just reached out on text saying her internet crashed. Yikes. So I think we're just going to be the two of us wrapping this up. I have one question, because I noticed, because I have some of your bracelets. You always put a white bead with a heart. Is that right?
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
So when I was a kid, I remember I remember in childhood, one of my childhood friends was dotting her eyes with hearts.
I used to do that.
I remember my childhood friend Hannah started dotting her eyes with hearts, and then my friends Lexi and Kayla started doing it. Then Francesca started doing it. Then Lindsay and Riley started doing it. Then Haley started doing it. Like, all my friends were doing it. This is like in the 6th grade.
Okay.
And then I started doing it, and then that's where the hearts came from.
We were just, Nikki, welcome. Poor Nikki had a little internet hiccup. She's back.
Literally just crashed away. The whole thing just crashed down. I'm so sorry, but
That's
keep
okay.
going.
So she just showed us some of her Halloween pieces. Do you want to show Nikki again, just to give a sneak peek?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see.
Just a little more, yeah.
Oh my gosh, those are so cute.
And I noted that on every piece of jewelry, there's the white bead with the red heart. And she's just telling us where that comes from. So is that kind of your signature, Madison? Is that your signature, to have that little bead on each piece?
It is.
I love it. Well, Connor and I have our jewelry from you, and we love it.
And so do Jack and Anna.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. And so we may need to, I may need to start Christmas shopping on your website. But Madison, I just want to thank you so much for your time today. And everybody go to Madison's website. She's got merch. Follow her on Instagram, TikTok.
Yep.
And just support this amazing young woman who's done amazing things with her life. Nikki, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, I just love getting to know even a few more details. And I will always be so grateful for Love on the Spectrum, for these new friends that we've made. And it's just been the coolest thing getting to know you, Madison. We love you. We love you dearly.
Amen.
And Madison, we're wrapping up the show now. So do you want to say it with us?
Love you, mean it.
We love you, mean it. Thank you guys for tuning in. And we will see you next week.
Thanks, Madison.
Thank you. Love you, mean it.
Love you, mean it. Bye, guys. Thanks again. Have a good one. Lastly, everybody, if you liked hanging out with us today, do us a favor, hit the follow button, leave a rating, or drop a quick review. It helps more than you know. And if you really loved it, send it to a friend who needs to hear this. And if you're interested in sponsoring a future episode, please send us an email at talktomesismail@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and love you, mean.